Good morning, students. Today we will start chapter 9 of Science, Simple Machines. In this chapter, we will discuss about simple machines like inclined plane, screw, wedge, wheel and axle, pulley and lever and different types of levers. First, we will discuss about force. Students, you know what is force? Force is an action that can move an object. It can stop a moving object or change the direction of a moving object. In other words, a push or a pull is a force. Whenever force is applied, energy is used. Energy is the ability to do work. Students, you know when is work done? Work is done if the body moves on applying force. When you run or walk, you move and so you do work. If you stand or sit in the same place, you do not do any work. On applying force, if an object does not move, then no work is done. Second topic is machines. What is machines? You know? A device used to make work easier is called a machine. Machines helps us to do work with less effort. There are also two types: simple machine and complex machines. Let us move for another page. First, we will discuss about simple machine. What is simple machine? We use simple machines in our day-to-day activities. A hammer that makes the task of fixing nails easy. An axe that makes the work of cutting wood easy. And a needle that makes the job of stitching cloths easy are simple machines. There are 6 types of simple machines: inclined plane, screw, wedge, wheel and axle, pulley and lever. Next one is complex machines. What is complex machines? A machine made up of 2 or more simple machines is a complex machine. Washing machines, cars and bicycles are made up of many parts that work together. No matter how complex a machine is, it is always made up of 2 or more simple machines work together. This is a picture of simple machines. And this is the picture of some complex machines. Next topic is inclined plane. What is an inclined plane? The gradual slope is used to make work easier. The effort required to push a heavy stone over a gradual slope is less than pushing it on a steep slope. A gradual sloping surface connecting a lower level to a higher level is called an inclined plane. It takes less efforts to push a heavy object up a gently sloping ramp than it does to pick it up and lift it to a higher level or push it up a steep ramp than it does to pick it up and lift it to a higher level or push it up a steep slope. An inclined plane makes work easier and therefore it is a machine. Since ancient times, the inclined plane has been used to shift heavy objects from a lower level to a higher level. It is believed that the Egyptians used inclined plane to move heavy stones while constructing the Great Pyramids. A ramp, a flight of stairs, slides, escalators and ladders are examples of an inclined plane. Look at this picture. This is the picture of a inclined plane. Let us move for another page. Next topic is screw. What is a screw? A screw resembles a winding road. The grooves on a screw are like the road on a hill. The grooves gradually rise from one end to the other. Every turn of a groove is a tiny inclined plane. The grooves therefore move the screw through the wood with less effort. The grooves also help in providing a better grip. Hence, it is not easy to pull a screw out of a machine or a piece of wood. Look at this picture. This is the picture of a screw. Next one is wedge. What is wedge? You know? A wedge is also an inclined plane. It has at least one slanting side forming a sharp edge. Wedge is probably the oldest tool used by human beings. A needle is a wedge. A pin and a nail are also wedges. A spear is a wedge. In the olden days, it was used to hunt animals. The blade of an axe is a wedge. It is used to split a block of wood. A knife is also a wedge. All these tools have sharp slanting edges. Look at this picture. This is the picture of a needle, a spear, axe and knife. They are some examples of wedge. Next one is wheel and axle. What is wheel and axle? Look at this picture. This is the picture of wheels and axle. The wheel and axle together form a simple machine. A piece of rod attached to the center of a wheel is called an axle. The wheel and axle move together. One moves the other. Without an axle, a wheel cannot be used as a machine. Wheels fixed to an axle move and carry loads with less effort. They are used to move heavy objects and to set things in motion. All kinds of vehicles have wheels fixed to an axle. Let us move for another page. A wheel and axle are also part of a fan, a mixer grinder, a washing machines and the steering wheels of a car or bus. A screwdriver and the knob of a tap are also examples of a wheel and axle. Most of the complex machines have a wheel and axles as one of their parts. Look at this picture. This is the picture of steering wheel, handle of a door, knob of a tap, drilling machine and screwdriver. They are some examples of wheel and axle. Next one is pulley. What is pulley? A pulley is a grooved wheel with a rope or cable around it. This simple machine changes the direction of force used. The most common use of a pulley is to fetch water from a well. The pot of water is pulled upward by pulling the rope downward with the help of a pulley, since it is easier to pull the rope downward. It becomes easier to lift the load when two pulleys are linked with the same cable around them. They help in lifting or lowering heavy loads with very little effort. A crane works on many pulleys, therefore can shift extremely heavy loads. Look at this picture. This is the picture of pulley. pulley is used to draw water, and crane is used to lift weights. Next topic is levers. What is levers? Students, when you use a spoon to open the lid of a container, the spoon works like a lever. A lever is a bar that can be moved about a fixed point called the fulcrum. A lever always has three components: the fulcrum or the support, the portion of the bar when effort is applied, and third one is the portion of the bar which bears the load. There are three types of levers: the first class lever, the second class lever, and the third class lever. First we will discuss about first class lever. What is first class lever? In the first class lever, the fulcrum is between the load and the effort. Look at this picture. This is the picture of first class lever. When a spoon is used to open the lid of a tin, when a spoon is used to open the lid of a tin, the spoon works like a first class lever. The lid of the tin is the load, fulcrum is the rim to the tin, and effort is made at the other end of the spoon. A pair of scissors, clip, and pliers are examples of first class lever. Let us move for another page. Next one is second class lever. What is second class lever? In a second class lever, the load is between the fulcrum and effort. An example of a second class lever is the bottle opener. The load is the cap of the bottle. The fulcrum is at one end of the the fulcrum is at one end of the opener, and the effort is made at the other end of the opener. When the handle is pulled upward, the cap is pushed open. Nutcracker, lemon squeezer, and wheelbarrow are also second class lever. Next one is third class lever. What is third class lever? The third class lever has the effort between the fulcrum and load. In this lever, the effort used to lift the load is always greater. Examples of a third class lever are a pair of tweezers and tongs. In a pair of tongs, the load is the object to be picked up. The fulcrum is the part that joins the two arms, and the effort is made in the middle. When we press the two arms together, they grip the object and we can lift it. So students, our 9th chapter is completed here. Now I will send notes of this chapter. Now you will write all question answers of this chapter in your notes copy. Thank you.